Hello, welcome back to the internet. So I'm a big fan of Jenny Nicholson, and she's made a video called The Last Jedi Bingo, which is like her predictions for what was going to happen in the movie. And I thought that was a wonderful idea that I could perhaps adapt and change and slightly steal to put onto my channel. So welcome to your first trip to Japan, first time in Japan bingo. And the SEO is going to be crap on this video. Who's searching for Japan and bingo in the same sentence? So on this bingo card, it's just going to be things that are not impossible to find in Japan, but quite rare, especially on your first trip. Here we have the blank bingo card. I put so much effort into this. I didn't put any effort. I took the template offline. If someone can screenshot it, like when it's finished at the end, and then when they come to Japan, try and like tick off the ones that you get. How do you actually win bingo? Do you have to get them like in a line or something? I'm very clearly showing my age here. Classic Gen Z. For the free space. Free space is the one right in the middle, which is something that should be completely uncontroversial, something that's almost bound to happen, and that is somebody saying, Nihongo jozu. Now, if you're unaware, Nihongo jozu means your Japanese is good, and it doesn't really mean that though. It just means, oh, you spoke Japanese. Bless the Japanese people. I love them. They're extremely kind, very complimentary. You can literally just be like, arigatou gozaimasu, which is like Japanese 101. That is the first thing you learn what to say. And they'll be like, oh, Nihongo jozu. And it's inevitable. It's going to happen. So the first one in the top corner, that will be a salaryman passed out on the side of the road. You'll likely see this if you're around like a city area, especially at nighttime past like 11 p.m. There's essentially a whole entire Instagram page dedicated to salarymen passed out, and it's wonderful. So the next one is being interviewed on Japanese TV. Actually, this has only happened to me twice before. The first time I was working at a company that I used to work at. Maybe I'm not allowed to say the name of it anymore. I was a performer at a theme park, not Disney, the other one. And I was performing at the time as a character, and a Japanese TV show came to interview me. And the second time, it was when I was actually in Ibaraki filming like a promotional travel vlog video for Ibaraki. And they were like, so, do you know much about Ibaraki? And I was like, well, yeah, because I kind of got paid to do research on it. So next one, in a similar vein, but a little more rare to be on, but props to you if you get on this. And that will be to be interviewed on a TV show called You Wa Nani ni Nippon E. And that basically, I actually fucking love this show. It's the most simple of premises. It's literally just like a TV crew. They literally hang around the arrival section at airports, and then anytime they see someone who's not Japanese, they just like run up to them and go, hey, you, why are you in Japan? And then that's it. That's the entire premise of the show. I mean, it's a little bit like dance, foreign monkey dance, but it's just so simple. It's extremely Japanese to just be like, oh, non-Japanese person. What are you doing here? That was also very Australian of me. What are you doing here? Oh, that's Australian. That was a good one. Even after being here for like 6 years, I'm in and out of that airport all the time. I've seen them in person twice. I've actually done this. I'll like kind of casually just like walk my cart near, like trying to look lost in the airport. I'm like, come on, interview me. It's never happened. I'll get there one day. So the next one is a Japanese person wearing a Pokemon onesie. Although I have seen it happen once, and it was when I was climbing Mount Fuji. I saw a guy wearing a Pikachu onesie. And not a bad idea, actually. It's very warm. Oh, also it doesn't count if it's one of the people that has to run the Super Mario course through Tokyo, because they don't have any choice. They have to wear it. The next one is finding a trash can in public. Now, this does not count trash cans inside convenience stores or the little bin for like cans and bottles and stuff like that, just like next to vending machines. They don't count. I'm talking just like a plain, regular, an open trash can, just out in public. What a concept. You won't find it. You won't find it. Will not. I got a comment from someone recently that was like, this chick isn't really Australian because she keeps using like the American term for things. But I swear, if I don't say the word like in the Americanized version, I swear I'll always get like at least one comment being like, what's tomato sauce? So the next one on the list is in a restaurant, an English menu that has the exact same number of items as the Japanese menu. When you sit down on the thing, you get your menu and you look through and you're like, oh wow, there's like quite a lot of things here. And then they're like, just the waito. And then they run off and then they go and get you an English menu and you're like, sick. Arigatou gozaimasu. And then you'll have a look through the English menu and there's like like a third of the amount of items in it. You're like, oh, I don't know. I feel as though they kind of remove the items that are like seasonal, or they're those ones that are changing quite often, because they wouldn't often really get the chance to change the English menu very often. So I said often way too many times. The next one on the list is a foreigner who speaks perfect Japanese. Even for some of my friends that definitely know so much better Japanese than me, but occasionally you can hear just a little bit that isn't quite like, you can just tell it's not from a native. If it's your first time in Japan, it might be a little hard to tell the difference. Exactly. So the next one is a small store in the inaka that takes credit cards. So the inaka being countryside, a small store, convenience store perhaps, and credit cards being something that Japan has only just started to use. I think there's a campaign for, like, they're trying to get more Japanese people to use credit cards, because previously Japan has been like a mostly cash society. So there was like this campaign and it said, have a good cashless, or something like that. It was just, I thought it was beautiful. The next one is buying milk from the convenience store that's actually drinkable yogurt. And I say this just because the packaging looks exactly the same. If you can't read Japanese, it's very hard to know the difference. And a lot of my friends have bought what they thought was milk. They go to pour it in their coffee. Lo and behold, it's disgusting. Spare seat on the Yamanote line. I don't think I've ever sat down on the Yamanote line. Except, no, I don't think I have. Forgive me, this next one is pretty much only applicable for right now and for the next, I don't know, couple of months, however long it lasts. And that is finding a face mask in a convenience store right now. It's very, very, very difficult because of obviously the coronavirus. I was actually in Tokyo Station in a convenience store, and they just restocked the face mask section. And I was like, oh, holy shit. And then literally 2 people next to me came in and they grabbed like the whole rack. They have to have like at least 8 packets each. It was insane. This is why there's no face masks left in the convenience store. Excuse me, just lost like 10 subscribers. So the next one is a little bit long, so bear with me. It's a salad from a convenience store that is less than 80% cabbage, but also doesn't have a little bit of meat sprinkled on top of it. When you go to buy a salad, sometimes you'll find a salad that has spinach in it. What? That is unheard of. And then I'll be like, oh my God, this is like the holy salad, the holy grail of salad. And then you peek around a little leaf, oh, and there's a teeny tiny little bit of bacon, just boop, just sprinkled on top. Oh, I swear to God, if the salad has more than 2 cherry tomatoes in it, it's also got like chicken just thrown in on the side. I'm so sick of eating cabbage salad. I've eaten so much cabbage already. I'm going to turn into a cabbage. So the next one is finding a J-vlogger in the wild. J-vlogger meaning a foreigner who lives in Japan who is a vlogger. So I guess that's me. I guess I count as a J-vlogger. I don't do too much vlogging in the wild. No, I do. I totally do. What can I say? From what I've seen on Reddit, J-vloggers don't have the best reputation and they're not very well liked among Reddit communities. But I mean, Reddit doesn't like anyone, so I don't take it personally. Next one on the list is a similar vein, but much harder to find, and that is finding abroad in Japan in the wild. Very difficult. Yeah, he does come to Tokyo pretty frequently these days. Difficult one to tick off the list. So the next one is only applicable for winter, unfortunately, and that is finding a toilet seat that is not heated in winter. I think I've only sat this whole entire winter, I've only sat on one toilet seat that wasn't heated. Like, what a wonderful thing that is. Just beautiful. The next one is something that I thought I would be able to see more often in Japan, but it's just, the media lied to me, and that is an actual Harajuku Girl. I've seen maybe like 4. So when I say Harajuku Girl, I mean someone like straight out of Gwen Stefani's music video. When I first came to Japan, I went to Harajuku Station. Somehow I missed Takashita Dori. Like I missed the main street you're supposed to walk down. I like walked around the corner to kind of near like where Meiji Shrine was, and I was like, where's all the Harajuku girls? It's fine, joke's on me. Like everyone in Takashita Dori looks like me, so there are very few Harajuku girls in Harajuku. The next one is a loud Japanese person on the train. On the train in Japan, it's often dead quiet. Very, very rarely do you see a Japanese person being loud on the train, except I've noticed the Shinkansen ride back. If you catch the Shinkansen in the morning, it's very quiet and solemn. everyone's going to work. And then on the way back, when it's like the evening, everyone's like cracking open beers, they're kampai across the aisle. It's great. It's a great time. The next one's a bit of a roast for myself. This is going to be very difficult to cross off the list. Finding somebody else wearing my merchandise. Now, it's going to be extremely difficult because I only sold like 40 products. Oh no! And I mean, to be fair to myself, I only had it released for like 3 weeks, 2 weeks or something. Everyone's like, do like a limited edition release. It encourages more people to buy it. But it's not my fault Teespring freaking shipping to Australia is like $50. Being from Australia, I am no stranger to shipping fees. Like, we pay for shipping all of the bloody time. But $50 is outrageous, and I don't blame you for not buying a sweater, who am I? A jumper for like 70 bucks. No, sir, no, don't do that. It's not worth it. Next one is a foreigner that thinks that they know everything about Japan, but actually it's their first time in the country. And no, I've definitely met people like this. Similar vein, but the opposite way around. A Japanese person that thinks that they know a lot about your country, but they've never actually been there. This one might actually be kind of difficult to come across if it's your first time in Japan. If you're living in Japan, I'm sure it happens all the time. I distinctly remember a day that I was getting driven back from a job somewhere, and I was speaking to the Japanese driver, and was speaking in Japanese, and he was talking about Christmas, and he was like, what's the biggest holiday in Australia? And I said, oh, Christmas. Christmas is a really, really big deal, at least for my family, because we don't have like Thanksgiving or anything. We don't really do Halloween, but Christmas is a big deal. And then he said, oh, but it's not as big a deal as it is in Japan though. Sir, I think you are mistaken. Do you mean to tell me that Japan's Kentucky Fried Chicken winter illumination couples holiday is a bigger deal than Christmas in Australia? Pardon? So that was a good time, and I literally said to when I looked at him, I was like, oh no, I'm pretty sure that Christmas is a really big deal in Australia, like bigger than Japan, because I've experienced both of them, and you've never been to Australia, but okay. And he was like, no, I'm pretty sure it's, Japanese Christmas is a big deal, and I was like, okay. The next one is a car drifting in Tokyo. I thought, being the young, innocent 19-year-old, ignorant young child that I was when I came to Japan, I thought that there'd be cars drifting everywhere. I remember asking my friend, where can I find drifting cars? And he thought I was insane. He was like, what do you mean? And I said, like Fast and the Furious, the hit movie from 2003. I don't know when that came out, but I thought that would be everywhere. That shit's nowhere to be seen. I've never seen this before. I've not ticked this off my own list. So the next one, it's not too difficult. I mean, not too difficult for me right now, but when I first came to Japan, it was very difficult to find another foreigner, another tourist that was not Australian or American. But only because at the time, I was very young, very, very ignorant, very stupid, and I could not tell the difference, unfortunately. I used to be dumb. I couldn't tell the difference between, like, looks-wise, a Japanese person, a Korean person, and a Chinese person, just by their face. I could not tell the difference. Before I knew much Japanese, or I was familiar with the sounds of either of those languages, I didn't know. I thought that they looked the same. I'm sorry, this was like 6 years in the past. Please don't cancel me. Second last one, we're nearly there. A tapioca milk tea shop, such as Gongcha, that does not have like a 1 hour long queue out the front of it. Oh my gosh, tapioca milk tea has just blown up in Japan. Even in the convenience store, you can buy like tapioca flavored gummy lollies. You can buy like a little mini tapioca milk tea from the convenience store. Like, it's insane. It's just tapioca pandemic. Pandemic? Tapioca mania. And the very last one is chicken avocado sushi. I thought it would be everywhere. I was so ignorant, so stupid, because that's all I ate in Australia. I thought that all sushi had avocado in it and just covered in mayonnaise. And then I came to a sushi shop in Japan, and then I realized it's all fish. It's all fish. All of it. I was very disappointed. It's almost like what we think we know about countries is only surface level. But yeah, there you go. This is gonna... Oh shit. It's gonna be a really long video. I'm sorry. Thank you for making it all the way to the end. Hope you enjoyed it. I don't really do these videos often, but they are fun to edit, and they usually get more views than my travel vlogs that take a lot longer to put together. So that's fun. Love YouTube. Thanks for watching. If you want more stuff like this, give it a thumbs up and let me know, and subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Never heard me mention Twitter before. You're not missing out if you're not following me. I mainly just retweet really, really funny videos of animals. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's some really good stuff on Twitter. Wow. So yeah, if you like little animals doing funny things, follow me on Twitter. I've got a Patreon if you'd like to support me. Yeah, you can go check out some of my other stuff about Japan, I guess. And yeah, goodbye. Thank you for watching.